right, moving on to album reviews. Oh boy, I know you all have been waiting on Lil Wayne to come out with the Carter 5. It got so much hype. Again, the last time that we reported this saying that it was false news as to when the actual release date was, but he actually came out with the album, finally, the Carter 5, after getting through his legal battles with Birdman. So finally free to release it on whatever platform that he wanted to. So finally out. Let me ask you, Flock, are you a Lil Wayne fan?
Depends on what you classify as fan. Like it, if you say that every time he's on something, every time something comes out from him, I gotta hear it or I gotta check it out, then no. But I respect Wayne as an artist, and I think he's one of the very few artists that has kind of changed the culture and kind of like been a trendsetter out here. Because I mean, he basically birthed a lot of these dudes that y'all watch and listen to now, whole style. A lot of these dudes got their whole style from Wayne. So I would in that sense, because I've been listening. I mean, I've known about him since the Hot Boys, and he was like like a 16-year-old or whatever. Right. So I mean, I do remember that. So I mean, I like Lil Wayne. I think Lil Wayne from 2000 and I want to say from 2005 to like 2009, Lil Wayne, no one was touching him. If you put Lil Wayne on a feature, Wayne probably got it, regardless of who was on it. Didn't matter from Jay-Z down to whoever. Like Wayne was hot. He was just that dude at that point. I think I just think that his style never progressed past that time. It's just kind of like he just kind of went with the I'm Lil Wayne and I'm gonna just keep being this Lil Wayne. And with that album, we'll talk about it later. It kind of showed, but I don't know. I guess you could say I'm a fan. I'll just say yes. I am a fan of his. Okay. Cause I guess it's more so I respect him and respect what he's done for hip hop. Because when he came around and kind of set his trail, it was during the dark ages of hip hop when everything was, shake that Laffy Taffy and I think they like me and wipe me down and that type of shit.
The hip hop in bad phase.
Yeah, it was definitely he came and he definitely breathed some light into the dark days of hip hop. To me, that was the worst time of hip hop from like 2006 to like 2010.
True, and that's when he was really on his mixtape run. Like, I feel like Lil Wayne,
the dedication shit.
Yeah, Lil Wayne has probably had like one of the biggest just mixtape discographies that I've ever known. Like besides Gucci maybe, but I think he's probably even beating Gucci in mixtapes, or at least mixtapes that have a big impact. Because everybody was on the dedication stuff. No Ceilings was another one. So like he's had a good number of series. Like I pretty sure I don't even have every single one of Lil Wayne's mixtapes because he just dropped so many during that time. And I was in college then, and I'm like, damn, Lil Wayne dropped another one, he dropped another one, and everybody was just so excited and listening to it, and it was dope. But I mean, it does come to a time, like you said, like I don't feel like his style ever evolved past what he already knew. So Lil Wayne was just going to continue doing Lil Wayne. He continued to do the auto-tune, which I was never a fan of. I'm still not a fan of the auto-tune from Wayne, but he just continues to rap with it, so it's whatever. I feel like probably after Dedication 4, to me, is when he kind of just started falling off. So that was like 2012, in my opinion. That and the Carter 4, because I did like some things from the Carter 4. I appreciate what he did for people like Tech 9 or whatever, finally getting him noticed, even though I've known about him forever. But right. He's done some good things, obviously, but the Carter 4 was one of his weakest Carters in a lot of people's opinion that came out. So people were waiting on the Carter 5. He couldn't bring it out due to legal reasons, but he came out with like Sorry for the Wait, which was a disappointment in my opinion. And he came out with some the Free Weezy album as well, which was also a disappointment. Like I didn't like any of those, and a lot of people were like, man, is Wayne dead? Like what's really going on with his music? And the Carter 5 was supposed to come out in 2014, by the way. So these songs on here, and we're gonna get on that. Like these songs on here definitely sound dated. Like they're just on here because they were made in 2014. I don't know how many songs were made like in the past couple of years or even this year, but you can definitely tell like from first listen, I was like, man, this doesn't sound right. It sounds super old, and I was just like not really feeling it. I ended up listening to it a good number of times after that. But I like the first listen, I was like, this ain't it. I just don't know what's going on with this. But again, like after a couple more listens, I started liking the production a little bit more. But it was just that first time, it was kind of like a chore listening to the first half, at least for me. The second half picked up a lot more in my opinion. But the first half, like even with Travis Scott on Let It Fly, he had Tentacion on Don't Cry, which was the first song. Kendrick Lamar on Mona Lisa. I know a lot of people talked about that one, but personally, I mean, I like the story, but I wasn't necessarily a fan of that song either. And I was like, damn, like it got Kendrick on here. I'm supposed to like it, right? But I kind of did it. Like in the first half, I just really like Uproar, and that was just because of the G-Dep flip on that. So shout out to Swiss. That's some New York. That's definitely some New York stuff. So like, I don't know if you've seen some videos, though. They are already dancing to this, fam. Like all the New York dudes hopping out their car and just Harlem shaking and shit. It's pretty funny. So like he's at least getting people hyped with that one. I think that's gonna be probably one of his biggest singles just because of G-Dep flip. So I called that immediately, and I was like, yo, like this sound kind of dope. I like this one. But the other songs I like. Let me actually get on the everything that's on here. So again, the Carter 5 has 23 songs total, so it was a lot on here. And like I said, it's because he had a lot of music that was just built up. So it was a lot of songs on here. 23 songs total. He had features from Tentacion, Travis Scott, Nicki Minaj, Kendrick Lamar, Sosa Man, Reginae Carter, his daughter, Snoop Dogg, Ashanti, Mac Main, and Nivea. And then my favorite songs on here were Uproar, Hitters, and Demon. Uproar was the only song that was 4 songs in, and then I didn't really like a song for real until like maybe song 12, Problems, and then Hitters was number 14. And so like I said, like it was just like the second half I kind of was vibing with a little bit more. But this is really just Wayne being Wayne, and like I didn't feel like he switched anything up. He was still using auto-tune. One song he kept flipping the word like, and I was like, I was like, man, this don't sound good. Like I understand what he was trying to do, but it just didn't sound good at all.
It sounded real pedestrian.
Yeah, it did. And it was like, I understand like he was trying to show his lyrical prowess, and nobody was ever saying that, you know, you can't rhyme, but I just didn't like that part of the song, and it was extremely weird. But I mean, I can honestly do with this not coming out. I'm glad that it did, because I know that obviously like it was a whole bunch of controversy with this, not only with Birdman, but with that dude, I think it's Mark Farelli or whatever. I forgot his name. I think that's his name, but the drug pharmaceutical dude, I know like he apparently got a hold of this album and was playing some of it. And that was really getting on Lil Wayne's nerves, and there was some controversy behind that as well. So it was just a lot coming up to it, and when it finally came out, I just wasn't really excited to hear it. It's not bad, but again, maybe if it would have came out when it was originally supposed to come out, maybe people would have received it better. But I don't really hear anybody like super hyping up this album after listening to it. People only really like Uproar, the G-Dep flip. Like I don't hear anybody really hyping up any other songs besides maybe that and Mona Lisa with Kendrick, just because it was like they had some good storytelling going on with that one. But how do you feel about this album so far?
I know a lot of people was ragging on it, and then it was a lot of people that it was like half and half. It was like you had a lot of people, for everybody that came out and said, "Oh, this is dated. It didn't sound hot." You had people like, I forgot, I think we was in like TBH's stream or something, and people was coming in, "Oh, it's a classic." I'm like, this shit just been out. It's been out like an hour and a half, fam.
Again,
like how are we calling stuff a classic? Like, come on, man, y'all gotta relax. But I guess because I didn't go into it with the expectation of what goes back to what I said earlier. It's like it was kind of like whatever with me. It was like, okay, he's finally about to release it. When I get around to it, I'll listen to it. It wasn't one of those, I can't wait. As soon as I do it, I'm dropping everything. I don't care if the stove on fire. I don't care if baby crying. Shit like that. It was some people that was really out here like that. Like they just couldn't wait. They dropped everything for it. I didn't do that. I didn't listen to it till like 2 days ago. And I was at work. Listening to it. Then I listened to it twice. So I listened to it again last night just so I could, try to get something different from it. But what I got from it was Lil Wayne. It was Lil Wayne, just like what I said before. Like he's good at what he does, but he just never evolved into, it never evolved his whole style to kind of like be different, to stay relevant, to make people stay interested in what he's saying. I mean, a lot of that stuff, it sounds like 2014 when you listen to it.
Yeah.
Some of the songs, I'm not gonna lie, some of the joints were hot and you could tell he tweaked some stuff, but I mean, for the most part, it did sound like, it just should have been out, and it's not his fault, of course. I mean, he was going through what he was going through with Shady Ass Baby, but it was just one of the things when I listened to it, I just tried to appreciate what it was for what it was. That's just how I look at it. I see shit and I hear shit differently. It's like the production was tight on that though. The production was definitely tight on that. And my favorite songs on there, definitely the G Dep flip joint. What was that? Uproar?
Yeah, Uproar.
I like Dedicate. I also like the Don't Cry, believe it or not. I like that joint with Triple X. I actually like that song, and I know no one expect that, but I actually like that. And then my favorite, probably I won't say my favorite, but it's one of my favorites, is the Dark Side of the Room featuring Nicki Minaj. I think Nicki did a great job singing on that. She sounded really good. She sounded really good.
I give it that one. She sounded alright. She
sounded real good, man. We got to give props where props is due, man. That's just what I did. Like, I'm nowhere near a Nicki Minaj fan, but she sounded really good on there. Like somebody was, like, she had a vocal coach. That's how good it sounded to me, coming from Nicki Minaj. Now, she ain't no Mary J. Blige or no Faith Evans or nothing, but I mean, she still sounded good.
Okay.
So I thought it was tastefully done. It was some low parts in the throughout the album. It was at parts, I won't say it sounded completely like it's Shore, but there were some parts that it was just like, okay, man, you losing me here. Like, all right, I see what you're trying to do, man, but come on. And it just went back to me saying the reason why I didn't give up on it. It just went back to what I said before. Is like, I just had to take it for what it was. And I got to realize that this was supposed to come out 4 years ago.
Right.
So, and I look at it like that. And we're in an internet age where everything changes every couple of years. So I just say, man, we just need to learn to appreciate. Is it any genre, whether it be sports, music, entertainment, all that? Appreciate the greats when we have them here, instead of, once they're gone, then start calling them the best ever and all this other stuff. And that's how I am with music. I try to appreciate the greats while they're here, and that's what I did with this. I went into it with not a lot of expectation because it was an album that should have been released sooner.
True. I say in Lil Wayne's case, and we've had a little discussion about this on a previous episode as well. Well, a lot of people, do say that he's the greatest rapper alive. And
no,
I know you say no, but this is what some people say. This is the people that said that the Carter 5 was an instant classic. They probably think that he's one of the greatest rappers alive. I feel like he's a special case, though, because people do say that. I don't think that people necessarily will appreciate Lil Wayne more when he's dead. I feel like a lot of people do appreciate him for what he's done so far. And Dedicate, like, that was a specific song, like, talking about the impact that he's had, like tatting his face and his whole body up and sounding like him, using the auto-tune or whatever. Like, we can name countless rappers that say, who are your influencers? Lil Wayne. Like, that's one of the first people they always say, Lil Wayne. So we know his overall impact. His impact has been great in the hip hop realm. Whether you like the spawns of him or not, he definitely made a huge impact in the game. So again, I definitely respect that. But we're just talking about this album. We're just talking about the Carter 5 in its whole. And in its whole, like, again, I can only listen to like maybe like 5 or 6 songs. But as a full, complete project coming out in 2018, it didn't feel right to me. I'm glad that it came out, but it just didn't feel right. The first half was just lull to me, and then the second half just kind of picked up a little bit more. But a classic, absolutely not. Especially just for the albums, period. The Carter series, absolutely not. Probably one of my favorites was the Carter 2. I love the Carter 1 as well, but I think the Carter 2 is probably my favorite and a lot of other people's favorite.
Yeah.
I rarely hear anybody say the Carter 3 was their favorite, and the Carter 4 definitely not. So Carter 2 is probably one of his best, overall projects that he's ever came out with. But I mean, I wouldn't be upset if like Lil Wayne, officially retired or not. I'm pretty sure he's not going to, especially now that he has his complete musical freedom, or at least so we know. So he's probably still gonna come out with stuff or do features on other people's albums. I don't think that he should.
I would say drop one more that he has total control over, to kind of like
offset it.
Kind of do what like Eminem did. You get what I'm saying? Like, because when Eminem dropped that what the hell was the name of the album? Revival. Yeah. Was that the name of it?
The one before he came out with this one.
Yeah, wasn't that Revival or whatever?
Yeah, it was Revival.
That one, none of us liked that. Then he dropped Kamikaze. It was kind of like, okay. I mean, it wasn't his best work still, but it was better than Revival. It's kind of like, all right. I think Wayne should do one of those, like kind of like a make good album that he has more control over. And after that, if he don't want to, do that anymore, then he has that right. I mean, the man is like 36 now, so I mean, he's not gonna keep going super hard. I mean, I'm sure he got other stuff outside of rap music that he got his money tied into, and then he kind of do what he did that made him as hot as he was, and just jump on features.
Yeah,
I mean, you got some people Eminem did it at one point. 3000 still does it now. Like, he just comes off on a feature, go off on that, and have people buzzing about him again.
Yeah. Like when I was thinking about this album and reviewing it with you, I was definitely getting the same type of reaction that I got from Eminem. Like, it's kind of like the same path almost. Only Lil Wayne has constantly, like, no matter what feature he's on, like, for other people, they just absolutely love it. But Eminem, to me, like, even when he was getting on some features, I was kind of like, it's all right. But I was just looking for both of these guys to, like, actually evolve and catch up. I felt like Lil Wayne was definitely, like, easier to catch up. But it was just with this specific project, he didn't really have that much time to really catch up and make his music relevant to 2018. He still obviously want to, release the stuff that he had already ready to go.
I don't blame him, but
I don't either. But
most people understand that, like how we've been explaining, like you just take it with a grain of salt. You just take it like, okay, this was supposed to come out then, so I listened to it like it came out then.
Yeah, you kind of give him the benefit of the doubt. Not not the
you
whole...
have to with him. You have to, because you know what he can do.
Right. So that was it, man. That's how you feel about the Carter 5. What would you rate this one though out of 5?
You gotta keep the fanism out of it. I still, if this was 2014, I would probably give it a 3. But it's 2018, so I'm gonna give it a 2.5.
2.5.
Yeah.
That is fair. That's
as fair as I could possibly be at this point.
I'm sitting here looking at the Carter 4 and everything that was on here. And yeah, he definitely had he still had a lot of singles that were popular, man. Like, I just looking at this compared to the Carter 5. I mean the Carter 4. Yeah, looking at the Carter 4 compared to the Carter 5, I'm just like, dang, like if only this was able to come out when you wanted it to come out. But in 2018, I mean, yeah, I would have had to probably give it the same score, 2.5. Because it wasn't bad. It's just in this day and age, it just didn't hit as much as we thought it would. But Uproar is definitely going to be his number one single. I don't know if Mona Lisa could be a single. Maybe Dark Side of the Moon could be one if they wanted to do that. Or
I would definitely make that one.
Or you can go the safe route and put
that's X. A crossover. That's crossover too,
yeah.
Especially when you have a Nicki on there.
Yeah, it is. I can't really see any other songs being singles though. But Uproar definitely gonna be one. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up coming out with any other singles from this album. But yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a 2.5. So that's how we feel about the Carter 5. Definitely not a classic, people. Stop saying that this is a classic. I don't know what you're listening to, but your fanboyism is sparking up. I can definitely tell. Because this wasn't it.
It wasn't trash either. So
it wasn't trash. It wasn't trash. Nah.
Because it was people saying it was trash. I'm like, nah. It was far from trash.
Yeah, I had to give it another listen because me and Black felt the same way. Like we listened to it on that Friday, and I tweeted about it. I was like, I don't know about the first half of this album after listening to it. And he was like, yeah, it sounds dated. And I was like, yeah, you're right. It definitely does sound dated. So that was just my first impression. But I would just listen to it at least another time, and you might end up getting. Oh, what up?
Surprisingly enough, no Drake on there.
Yeah, a lot of people were talking about that too. You just reminded me. A lot of people were talking about that. They still haven't really said why he wasn't on there. Nicki, of course, was on there, but people were alluding to this was around the time that Drake was doing his own rollout, so he was busy. I think that would be like one of the safe answers. I don't know if there's actually anything going on, but that's what people were saying. They were saying that Drake was in album mode, so he couldn't get on the album. But he got Nicki on here, so I don't know if there's anything going on with him or not. I ain't gonna spark up the rumors or anything. Right. But yeah, that was definitely surprising to a lot of people. He had Travis Scott on there. I mean, you had Snoop, but yeah, even had Mac Main on here. You had Ashanti.
Yeah, still rolling with Mac name,
and Nivea, bro. Where the hell?
Oh
Nivea
yeah, yo. I didn't realize that she was really going through some real life stuff too. I just recently watched some stuff. I was just scrolling around YouTube and seeing some stuff about her, man. I know she had gained a lot of weight, and she had some addictions and stuff, bro. Like, I think that was cool that Wayne put her on and stuff. Because I mean, obviously, she could still sing.
Yeah.
She was going through some real life stuff that a lot of people may not have known about. So y'all search her up, man, and support her, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nivea. I always liked her. She was always
Nivea
cool.
was
She
cool.
was a cutie too.
Yeah. Then I think Wayne was messing with her too, wasn't he?
Wayne got a child with her, and I think she was with the Dream too. I think she got 2 kids with the Dream and 1 with Wayne, I believe.
Yeah, so it be like that. But anyways, that was our review on the Carter 5.